Hello and welcome back to We're Talking Tea. Tonight we'll be getting into the Real Housewives of Potomac Season 10 Reunion Part 2. And I know this season don't really sit well with me. But before we get into it, let's get into this berry blast. This drink that we're sipping on tonight. It is sparkling wine, Andre sparkling wine with a wild berry puree. Something simple and light. Okay, so let's get into it. So Ashley and Wendy going at it, and she mentioned the two social security numbers because of the way it ended for part one. She mentioned the 67 credit cards that was found. She was doing the whole 6-7 thing that the kids are doing right now. And she was trying to just kind of put that out there. So then they talked about how how Ashley's apology to Wendy wasn't sincere, and Stacey had the receipts for it. So Stacey kind of showed her phone text message about how Ashley wasn't sincere and she didn't care. Her only concern was about her children. So that was down bad. She was trying it. Excuse me. But anyway, so then we have her finally getting divorced after 3 years, and they talked about her dating Josh. Her and Josh is on again, off again, on again, and off again. And Stacey tried to call her out on that, saying you humiliated this man on TV, and y'all got back together, so to speak. But Ash was like, we're just having fun, and if I'm gonna have fun with it, I might as well film it. So we all know how Ashley is. That's just how she is, who she is, and I can't say nothing about that. So then we had her and Jackson. So I didn't like the fact that she was trying to mess with this guy, even though she is Sharice's friend and that is Sharice's son. I think it was a little too much. We kind of talked about this before, but like she did say, she's been calling me her daughter-in-law, so obviously she wanted us together. So Sharice, she should have never started it, and I think she should have been a little upfront and honest about it, because this happened years ago and she didn't say anything. So I'm not sure why she held it for so long. Then she talked about her mom. She talked about her sister. She talked about her stepfather, who she keeps saying, I don't refer to him as my stepdad, but he's married to your mom, so that's your stepdad. Whether you like it or not, it's your stepdad. Then we had her dating a congressman, and Stacey was like, no, that is not the case. So then they went to Kay. So I love Kay. That's my girl. She had her picture frame that Greg gifted her. And I didn't like how Stacey called her aggressive. No, you don't call a black woman aggressive. That's just not what we do. That's not what we do. And I didn't like that at all. Then we had her arguing with Stacey, but Wendy had to kind of butt in, like, mind your business. Stacey let you fight your battles. You let her fight her own. Then eventually Jazzy came out, because they did touch on Kay and Wendy, but we already know there is no resolution to that. Kay expected you to speak to her. You said you wasn't going to speak to her. You shouldn't have had to speak to her. And then everybody kind of submitted proof. Hey, I took a picture with her. This is the size of the room. I don't know which one means what, but she's saying she didn't like the way you handled it. You could have apologized for the way you handled it. You said, I'm not apologizing because I didn't do nothing wrong. So nevertheless, it is what it is. So then they brought out Jazzy. Jazzy and Kay kind of immediately go into it, which Jazzy looked like a clown to me. I don't know. Maybe it was the makeup, or maybe it was her hair pulled back, but she was just like, it was too much. It was entirely too much going on with Jazzy. She immediately came to the defense though. Like, I feel like Kay wasn't really trying to give her a hard time, but she was just really, really trying to create a storyline with all the ladies. Like, she was just aggressive when it came to the way she spoke. Not her aggressive manner, but it was just like she was trying to earn a spot on the show. She was always just like big and boasting up to people and just being aggressive with her words. She got into it with Stacey. She got into it with Tia. She got into it with Kay multiple times. So yeah, Jazzy, you're just trying to earn you a spot. Obviously, Darius is moving from team to team, and maybe you just need the extra income. I'm not sure. But don't get it that way by being a mean girl. So anyway, so Jazzy, Kay, and Wendy, they both came out. So Jazzy, Kay, and Wendy, they both came out. So Jazzy, Kay, and Wendy, they both came out. So Jazzy, Kay, and Wendy, they both came out. So Jazzy, Kay, and Wendy, they both came out. So Jazzy, Kay, and Wendy, they both came out. So Jazzy, Kay, and Wendy, they both came out. So Jazzy, Kay, and Wendy, they both came out. So Jazzy, Kay, and Wendy, they both came out. So Jazzy, Kay, and Wendy, they both came out. So Jazzy, Kay, and Wendy, they both came out. So Jazzy, Kay, and Wendy, they both came out. So Jazzy, Kay, and Wendy, they both came out. So Jazzy, Kay, and Wendy, they both came out. So Jazzy, Kay, and Wendy, they both came out. So Jazzy, Kay, and Wendy, they both came out. So Jazzy, Kay, and Wendy, Kay was like, don't use your 15 minutes on me. And then she tried to go in and saying, because you stole Greg from his wife. And she was like, no, I didn't. Now you're lying. We all know that's not what happened. She has verbally said that on the show, that she did. They were already broken up. They weren't together anymore. And then Darius went and had 2 kids on you. But you say y'all were on a break. Does it count because y'all were on a break? Or did he really go have 2 kids on you? I'm not sure. You tell me, girl. So then we have Tia. Tia was talking about how she rekindled with her sister, and it brought up a moment for Giselle. Giselle mentioned that she lost the battle with her father's will, so the wife got to keep everything, and that they are building something in Houston, I think she said, somewhere in Texas. I want to say Texas, but it might be Houston, for her, in her father's honor. So that's really, really sweet. I like that. Then they talked about how Tia and Jazzy attitude kind of switched up, because she was like, she apologized for her wanting to make her holler at Mr. Sunshine, and Mr. Sunshine being sweet on her. She apologized for it, but then Jazzy, in front of the cameras, Jazzy wanted to pull out a fork or something and start pointing it at Tia. And so she was like, baby, you got the wrong one. You have no friends on this show, so be gone. You didn't do your job. As Tia said, you didn't do your job. So then what we had I feel like Bravo just have everybody taking their turns in the hot seat. Stacey threw out to Jazzy that when Jazzy was talking about how she felt about Stacey not coming to her wedding, or not coming to her wedding until Wendy said something, she didn't like it. And then Stacey was like, well, you know, she recorded phone calls. You knew good and well you wasn't going to that woman wedding. And I feel like Andy needs to call Stacey out on her stuff. Roll the tapes back. You could have easily rolled the tape back in that moment when she was saying she had other things to do and that she wasn't going to be able to make it. But it wasn't until Wendy and Ashley said that they were going that she moved some things around to be able to make it. It should have never been the case. You should have been able to do that for your friend no matter what. So yeah, so then Monique came out. Monique's outfit was a mess. I did not like it. She seemed like she was a superhero or something. Maybe that's what she was going for, but I didn't like it. I do like how she's saying that she's healed and she's a new person, and that was 5 years ago, and Andy asked her to come on the show before, and she was like, I'm just not ready yet. So, you know, it is what it is. I do like the fact that she didn't necessarily apologize, but she did apologize for the way she treated Angel and how she called out her marriage, thinking it was portraying hers. And Angel like, no, baby, that's not who I am. I don't know who your husband is, but my husband adored me. And that is not the problem that we have. I feel like, Monique, you went rushing, had all those kids by that man because you knew he was successful, and you got stuck with those kids. And you got upset and angry because he was always going and you were always stuck with the kids, and you wanted a life outside of your kids after that. And it's almost like you got what you wanted. So I don't know, but anyway, so Stacey ended up it went off with Stacey having a conversation. Well, it was more like Monique mentioning something about Stacey, and then it went off. But I want to know what was on that phone, because obviously it got something to do with Stacey, and I'm not exactly sure what it was. So we'll see. But thank you all for talking tea with me. I will see you next time on the next time we talk tea. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell so that you do not miss out on the next time that we talk tea. Until next time, bye.